So this is exactly what happens when you stop making YouTube videos for 6 months. For some reason, you just forget how to make a video. I started working on the Corvette last night, and I never filmed an intro. I didn't film half of it, so here we are. This is the intro. Hey guys, I'm headed down to O'Reilly's right now. I gotta pick up some parts, and we're gonna do some work on the Vet tonight. I hate coming to parts stores, but I really did not feel like waiting for my parts till next week. So I'm gonna play it smart. I got the parts here at O'Reilly's. I'm gonna buy these, put them on the car tonight so I don't have the car sitting. And then when the parts I ordered come in, I'm just gonna return them. Can you guys hear that? That's either fireworks or a full-blown shootout. Listen to that. What the hell? Yo. I don't see any fireworks in the sky. I think there's a shootout going on. It sounds like it's coming from the neighborhood across the desert to my house. What the hell? I know the camera picked that up. That was loud. Look, my girlfriend's texting me right now. What the hell is going on? Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard it. This is why I keep a gun in the garage. Because what if they just had a shootout and then they start running to my neighborhood, see my garage open, come in here, I'm cooked. I'm gonna die. Yeah, there's no way because that dude's ready. Wow, that was crazy. I guess I'm just gonna leave that be. We'll get started back on this. I literally just picked up the camera to start filming this, and that started happening, and so I started talking to you guys about it. Look what I got going on here. I got my little battery jumper pack with the USB connected to the flashlight, and it's clipped to the windshield wiper. It ain't stupid if it works. Might have to look up a YouTube video on how to do this. The battery is disconnected, so I shouldn't get electrocuted here. You got soft hands, brother. Yeah, I know I do. I'm new, bro. In theory, I should be able to pop these back up for the third time. That's like a little carrying case. I believe you just wiggle it out. Hey! There we go. There it is. That is so weird. This is the fuse box. This is really throwing me for a loop here. GM, what are you doing? Why is this so complicated? All right, you know what? Yeah, well, that's the bottom of the fuse box. If you take that little cover off, that's where all the fuses are and everything. I don't know how to get that off without it being on the car, so we'll just set that right there. Wow. I know there's some Corvette guys watching me do this. They're cringing at my lack of professionalism. Yes! It's out! There's the bottom of the fuse box. It's out. That is a very complicated piece of plastic, but we're good. I've never struggled so much to get a spark plug wire off like I did on that side. And this side is even worse. This big ass motor ain't giving me no damn room. Oh, bro, how? The front three are easy, but the back one is going to be a pain in the ass. Guys, I might have to cut this video. It's going to be a 4-hour video of me just getting plug wires off of the freaking spark plugs. Yep, I'm going to cut the camera. I'll follow up with you guys when I get these stupid plug wires off. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Got the plug wires and the plugs out. Wow, that was a pain in the ass. I feel like I gave this engine a skin graft from my own hands. The OEM heat shield was ripping me apart. So the plugs themselves actually look pretty good. They have 28,000 miles on them, so they're not gonna be perfect. They're gonna be used, but the ground straps look good. It looks like the timing is right. The porcelain looks good. There's no melted electrodes or anything like that, so I don't think it's running lean. There's not a bunch of soot buildup, so I know it's not running rich. But there is one thing that concerns me. There's oil on the threads of these plugs. There's only 2 from this side, but all 4 of the plugs on that side of the engine, they all have oil on the threads. Just the threads, not on the tip or inside or anything, just the threads. I talked to my buddy LJ about him, AKA Uncle Boost. He's actually gonna be the one that's gonna be doing like the cam kit and everything on this car. I sent him some pictures and he was like, for some reason, like every LT4 that I've taken apart and pulled plugs out of, they have oil on the threads of the spark plugs. He doesn't know why. He said it's never been an issue. So I'm not going to concern myself with it too much. It's just not something that you want to see when you're doing spark plugs. You know what I'm saying? But if he says it's good, then I'm not going to worry about it. By the way, for those of you that were wondering, oh my God, I did not mean to say that. Oh no. For those of you that were wondering, my flashlight method worked out flawlessly. I've got all my sparkies gapped to 30 thousandths of an inch. I got my little spark plug tool. I'm going to put these plugs in the engine and then tighten them. All right, I got all of the plugs in there. They're all gapped correctly. They're all tight. I gotta put the plug wires on right now, but I think I'm gonna leave this little cover off. It's like a little cover for the valve cover. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a heat management thing to keep heat from getting towards the supercharger. I know that these superchargers have a problem with like heat soaking, but I doubt a cover right here is gonna help much. And plus it's keeping heat trapped on the heads of the engine. I already took it off. I had to get to the plug wires. I think I'm just gonna leave it off. It makes the engine look a little bit cooler. It makes it look bigger. It looks like an engine, like a big V8. For now, I just gotta put the plug wires back on, and then I gotta tighten the plugs on that side, put the plug wires on that side, and then we're good to go. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was the worst spark plug and wire change I think that I've ever done. My hands hurt so bad. My arms hurt. I don't know why GM designed this engine bay to have this much wiggle room between the frame rails and like the exhaust header. And then they're sticking like whatever this thing is right here, right there. You can't even get to the damn plug wires. And then the brake booster is right there up against the freaking plug wire. And then if you go over to this side, the whole fuse box had to come out, had to unbolt the fuse box. You guys saw all that. Had to get that out of the way, then had to move this coolant reservoir out of the way, had to pull that up and out. This AC line right there, look at how close it is to everything. And you can't move it. It's a hard line. It just runs all along the bottom of it. Especially that back spark plug right there. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it. I think I would rather pull the engine in my Supra than have to do plugs and wires on this car again. I am praying to God I don't have a misfire. There's not a plug wire that's arcing on something. I do not want to deal with this again. I got everything back together. It's all good, ready to go. I just got to reconnect the battery in the trunk. This thing better start and sound real good when I fire it up right now. The guy that I bought it from, I asked him to send me a cold start like a day or two before it got loaded on the transport. And I'll put a clip of the video right here. You can audibly hear how weird it sounds on a cold start. It's like, it sounds like it's misfiring. When the guy fired it up, when it unloaded off the trailer, it was idling a little bit rough. It felt like it was a little bit shaky here and there. Got it home, I shut the car off for a little bit, and then I fired it back up, and the car was like it sounded like it was misfiring. There was no check engine lights. I ran all the codes. There's never been a misfire on this engine. Just sitting here listening to the car idle, it already sounds better than it did before I did this. I think that was a success. So I'm just taking the car for a quick little rip. Just want to make sure everything is good. It pulls fine. It doesn't have any weird like stumbles or hesitations or anything like that.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness. Bro, I'm still not used to how fast this car actually is. Holy hell, my heart is racing. Oh my God. This This thing is unreal, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit, this thing is ridiculous, man. Oh, wow. I'm still not used to how fast this car actually is. I completely understand the hype around supercharged V8s now. I've driven NA V8s, I've driven turbo 4 cylinders, turbo 6 cylinders, I've even driven turbo 8 cylinders. Nothing hits like this. I have never driven a car that gets me like, oh my God, like the whole power band. The entire power band. Holy crap, man. Traction control. Holy shit! Holy shit! This car's insane! Oh my God! This car is ridiculous, dude! I was in traction control my entire second gear. Brother, this car is scary. This car is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, this car is incredible. What a freaking unit this thing is. I could not be happier with this car. Every single time that I drive it, I just love it more and more and more, and I cannot wait to start actually building this thing. We got the plugs, we got the wires, those are all good. The car is freaking ripping. I'm gonna end the video off here. It was a good night. We got our stuff done. We got to rip the car a little bit. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.